the fact that the people who are getting the big crowds right now are AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're going around the country. Thank you, there's that same guy. I call him the always wrong guy. Okay, but I feel like, big crowds, again, the shiny object.
Bill Maher is back at it, unleashing yet another verbal smackdown on none other than the queen of woke herself, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
AOC says so many people in this country hate women. Oh, geez. Even the guy at the party who pulls out a guitar is like, way to ruin the fun.
To set the stage, let's revisit one of AOC's viral moments that started this conversation. You've seen the packed rallies, the loud cheers, the sea of young fans chanting her name like she's the next political pop star. Sure, the energy is real, and she deserves credit for firing up a crowd. But Maher's question cuts deeper. Does that enthusiasm actually turn into votes? He compared it to Kamala Harris's doom campaign. Plenty of hype, endless celebrity endorsements, glowing media coverage, and then complete collapse once the polls opened. The message was clear. Twitter trends don't win battleground states. As Maher bluntly put it, applause doesn't get you Pennsylvania.
Not about the big crowds that come out to you when you're talking in a festival or wherever they are. I think it's because I think Bernie showed up at Coachella. That must have been fun for the fans. It's who shows up on election day. And I just don't see that's the ticket. I mean, Cory Booker, I know you've worked with him. I like Cory a lot from my home state of New Jersey. Made a speech for 25 hours. Again, just whacking each other off. This is just not what's going to get the job.
And if Maher's words weren't enough, the pushback against AOC kept coming, this time from an unexpected source. During a recent NPR interview, the Congresswoman was pressed about her accusation that Trump is weaponizing the Department of Justice. You could hear the unease in her tone as she stumbled through her answer. NPR, usually friendly territory for Democrats, actually threw her a real question, and it caught her flat-footed. The irony? Democrats have been using that very same Justice Department to go after Trump for years. Watching AOC twist herself into knots trying to explain that contradiction was uncomfortable, even for some of her supporters.
Democrats are watching their words.
I think it's certainly possible, but I'm not sure. I mean, I cannot think of or point to any individuals who have said that. I do think that there are Democratic members of Congress who are preparing for that possibility.
How do they prepare?
I think they look to the possibility of litigation. I think they're saying, do we have the best teams possible in order to carry out our work?
Some Republican, or many perhaps, will be watching this, listening to this, and thinking, wait a minute, actually, you're the ones who are prosecuting us. You are the guys who are weaponizing the Justice Department. How would you respond to somebody who may be thinking that?
In what way? In what way?
And that's where Maher's comedic instincts meet cold truth. The sight of AOC fumbling for words was almost cinematic. The once slick media darling suddenly unsure of her own script. Her excuse? That Trump's conviction was handled by a jury of his peers. Okay, but if that's the principle, why the outrage now that accountability might come for Democrats too? The hypocrisy couldn't be clearer. For years, the left has shouted about protecting democracy, but only when it suits them. The rules change the moment the target does. Justice for thee, exceptions for me. That's the new motto of modern progressives.
It is the very presence
Putting Trump on trial would be their example, I suppose.
Yes, I mean, here's the deal. In the United States, there is a jury where we are judged by our peers, and he was found guilty in court on 34 felony charges. If people want to say it was weaponized, I mean, it is hard-pressed to say that there's a partisan argument.
It didn't stop there. AOC's next interview made things worse when she was asked if she'd advised illegal immigrants on how to evade ICE. Her response? I was simply informing my constituents about their rights. Neat trick, just swap illegal immigrants for constituents and hope no one notices. But people did notice. The term constituent, refers to lawful residents or citizens, not individuals breaking federal law. It wasn't clever, it was clumsy misdirection. This wasn't some strategic chess move, it was political dodgeball. AOC clearly underestimated her audience, assuming that a little verbal sleight of hand would make the issue disappear.
Recent dispute, if that's the right word, with Tom Homan, the president's Homeland Security czar, so-called. You held an online forum, a Know Your Rights forum, that he didn't like. What were you doing? What was your goal as you saw it?
My job is to educate and act as a liaison of critical information to my constituents. And I was informing all of my constituents of their constitutional protections, and in particular, their constitutional protections against illegal search and seizure in the United States.
Homan was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally.
Mm-hmm.
Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents.
And when her wordplay failed, she fell back on her favorite tactic, moral outrage. Cue the emotional speeches about family separations and inhumane policies. But as former IC Director Tom Homan reminded her during a heated hearing, enforcing the law isn't cruelty, it's consistency. When American citizens go to jail, their kids don't come with them. That's not oppression, that's the legal system. Yet AOC paints it as a tragedy only when it involves illegal immigrants. It's selective compassion, outrage when convenient, silence when it doesn't serve the narrative. Homan didn't take the bait. He just let the facts speak for themselves.
Mr. Homan, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on family for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with it.
That's when AOC's talking points began to unravel. Homan calmly explained that asylum seekers have a legal process. Crossing the border illegally isn't part of it. But rather than address that, she pivoted to emotional theatrics about America's moral duty. It was a classic AOC move. Feelings over facts, performance over policy. When stripped of applause and camera-friendly optics, her arguments crumble. The more she talks, the less sense it makes. Homan's composure contrasted perfectly with her flustered defensiveness, exposing how thin her policy knowledge really is once the cameras aren't cutting away.
Tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their...
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're in the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
And if you think that was bad, it got worse. During last year's Israel-Hamas war, AOC refused to call Hamas's actions a genocide. Think about that. The same woman who lectures the world about justice suddenly couldn't find her voice. If the situation were reversed, she'd be leading the charge online with hashtags and tears. But when it doesn't fit her narrative, everything becomes complex. That kind of selective morality is exactly what turns voters off. People can smell hypocrisy, and AOC's silence spoke volumes. It's not about principles anymore, it's about optics and ideology.
You're going to cut this and you're going to clip this so that it's completely out of context. I already said that it was, and y'all are just going to pretend that it wasn't over and over again. It's up, man. And you're not helping these people, and you're not helping them.
You refuse to.
You're not helping them.
Wasn't she the one who advised lefties like her to make Republicans feel uncomfortable in public, to get in their faces? Well, honey, call this instant karma.
You refuse to call it a genocide.
I need you to understand this is not.
It's not okay that there's a genocide happening. You're not actively against it.
You're lying.
I'm lying.
You're not.
You went on TV and talk.
And that brings us full circle to Maher's closing argument. A Sanders AOC ticket in 2028 would be political suicide for Democrats. Not just bad strategy, a complete detachment from reality. Both play revolutionaries, while thriving within the very establishment they claim to despise. Sanders rails against billionaires from his lakeside home, and AOC decries capitalism while cashing Hollywood checks. They're performers, not problem solvers. Sure, their fiery rhetoric excites the far left, but it alienates the working class voters Democrats need most. Maher's not mocking them. He's diagnosing the disease eating his own party alive.
The modern Democrats, they're the party of neo-Marxists like AOC and Bernie Sanders. They're leading the party right now, leading them straight to the depths of hell.
This isn't just about Republicans either. We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us too.
We have a message for Mr. Trump. And that is, we will not allow you to move this country into an oligarchy.
So yes, Maher hit the nail square on the head. The Democrats' obsession with theatrics and purity tests is killing them. They've traded competence for clout, governance for grandstanding. AOC represents that shift, a politics built on likes, not results. Elevating her might win applause online, but it guarantees disaster at the ballot box. If the DNC keeps ignoring voices like Maher's, they won't just lose in 2028, they'll implode from within. Anyway, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that bell, stay tuned, and get ready, because the next political meltdown is just around the corner.